Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man, giving you the truth. Quick video that goes along kind of similar lines as to what I've been talking about. I've been talking about loyalty, but now I want to give you another piece of just why we're seeing some of the behavior patterns that we are seeing in our cities and in the world. Some cities are better than others. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. And people want to criticize police. Well, you got to realize these police officers are growing up in the same culture as you, with differences depending on the people, the blood relatives, the friends, fake friends, this, that, and the other that they dealt with up close and personal. But on this one, the title would be along the lines, I might tweak it a little bit. Although we humans were created higher, some of us are not much different than animals. That's why the murder rate is high. That's why all them people was watching Dahmer. Some people watch it over and over again because there ain't no difference. Barely a difference between them and an animal. Somebody came to me and said, "You gonna watch the Dahmer thing?" I said, I only want to watch the last 2 episodes when he got what he had coming for what he did. So I watched the 2 episodes with Scarver. I didn't watch the rest. I don't see that zesty stuff and all the torturing them people. If you sympathize with Dahmer, you are a blue pill person. Like you in the Matrix. That's why when people came to me, I was like, I just want to see the last 2 episodes. Because the Jesse Anderson, he blamed what he did to his wife on black dudes. Now, Scarver was telling people that he knew that they used to both mock. They're like, they'll sit together, they'll mock. They thought this stuff was funny. If you like serial killers, real life serial killers, you don't went too far. Horror movies, they're just movies. Like if you watch horror movies, I wouldn't advise it. I watch them. Not like that though. But when you go as far as looking at a screenplay and having positive emotions towards people that's doing it in real life, you kind of over there. Now let's look at some definitions, because I'm gonna get a lot into these definitions today with the videos I got coming. So okay, I'm trying to wrap this up in 5 minutes. Wildlife. The definition of wildlife is undomesticated animal species. Undomesticated animal species. That's the definition of wildlife. Now, the definition of domesticated is tame. Tame in terms of people is fond of home life and housework. So, a domesticated person is a person who follows the rules of their parents. You know, they fond of home life. And they'll do their part, housework, whatever. That's domesticated. Now remember, undomesticated is wildlife. Wildlife, the definition of wildlife is undomesticated animal species. Wildlife, undomesticated animal species. Now the definition of savage, let's look at this. Fierce, violent, uncontrolled. Fierce, violent, uncontrolled. So when you put them together, an undomesticated person is a person that's not fond of home life. So anybody doing anything to destroy families. A person is not fond of housework. Anybody that think they ain't supposed to do nothing around the house. So all these women want to get married. They don't want to cook and clean. They are wildlife. The only difference is they're human wildlife. You got animal wildlife. You got human wildlife. If a human is undomesticated, then they're wildlife. Now, definition of savage, again, fierce, violent, uncontrolled. Fierce, violent, uncontrolled. So, when we look at some of the guys that pander to the women, it's no wonder they call other guys the bitch word. Because they are undomesticated. Now, find a home life. What's home life? Home life has to begin with what has been described in the scripture as to how it should be, right? Right? So if you're not fond of that, then you're undomesticated. Now, in the Bible, beastality is a sin. So, this is how I hit the kids back in the day. I said, if you referring to the girls that you mess with as bitchs, then you kind of guilty of mental bestiality. Because you viewing them like they're dogs, but yet you do those things to them. Where am I going with this? Glad you asked. See, guys think pandering to women is what needs to be happening. When what needs to be happening is these women need to get in line, especially if they want to be married, because that's like bringing a wolf into your home and then expecting him not to eat you while you're asleep. A wolf is undomesticated. See, you might get away with that with a dog, but you ain't gonna get away with that with no wolf. Henceforth, that's why you shouldn't be giving these panhandlers anything. When they ask you for money, tell them that you support this agency, that agency, that they should go over there and check it out. Why? Because a lot of them, you can't say all, ran away from home. So a kid that runs away from home is trying to be undomesticated, and the result is going to be savagery. See, this is the problem with the youth. They don't want the structure, so all is left is uncontrolled, fierce, violent. Right? So, politicians who choose to be lenient towards these, it's the equivalent of if somebody gathered together all the wolves and threw them right in the middle of a parade. Or all the bats. Or all the venomous cobras. And they dumped it out in the middle of a parade. That's what these politicians are doing, and why. It goes back to what we talked about earlier. They don't have no loyalty. A lot of these rich people is bored, so they're trying to destroy others. They don't have no loyalty. They either don't know the difference or don't care to know the difference between domesticated and undomesticated. That's why guys get destroyed in family court. Sometimes it wasn't their fault at all that the relationship went bad, because people don't know the difference between loyalty disloyalty, domesticated, undomesticated. They don't know the difference. So this is why the streets are the way they are. This is why cities are being ran the way they are. Because people are trained to reject the truth. People that tell the truth on YouTube get the least views. And embrace tomfoolery, frauds, hireling, wolves in sheep clothing. You see all these wolves in sheep clothing. Oh, I just made it to 100 subscribers, 100K subscribers. And probably not all of them are wolves in sheep clothing, but some of them are. I ain't stupid, man. Come on, man. Come on now. So there's not much difference between humans and animals. I was watching the thing on monkeys yesterday, and I went longer. And I noticed how loyal those monkeys were to their own. And the silverback gorilla, how he protects the whole tribe, if you will. But yet, you have grandparents who do more for certain grandkids and don't see about or give other grandkids nothing. Why? Because they similar to those animals. In fact, animals have humans beat in certain characteristics. We see it every day. We see it play out every day. You got humans that hate other humans because of their color. But they're still the same species. Where you can go to the rainforest of Africa and all the monkeys, all different types of monkeys, dwell in the same rainforest and for the most part, don't even bother each other. And they'll deal with each other. But yet, white people, black people, Latino, we can't do that though. And we're supposed to be at the top. Why? Because we're similar to those animals. Some of us, most of us. Most of us. And it's because they in the matrix. You got to escape the matrix. Otherwise, you're going to be just like this. You're going to be one of them people that would ask Dahmer for his autograph. You say, well, you like Michael Myers. I don't like Michael Myers. I watched Michael Myers. And I haven't seen all of them. Because it's not that important. But, you know, y'all get what I'm saying. I'm going to close this out. This is The Truth, Man. The channel is No Matrix, No Simping. All Subjects channel. Thanks for watching.